So, true story. This past weekend, I went to a local tournament at Atomic Empire and played 3 good games. Played Empire, Lizardmen, and another High Elf army. And then came back, looked at the pictures, and decided that it was a complete mess and that I really couldn't do battle reports for it. I'm still working on apparently being able to do decent battle report pictures during tournaments. I think I'm a little more focused on the game during tournaments, and that has made it difficult to do battle, to remember to take the pictures, and maybe the fact that I generally have a little bit more to drink at tournaments might have something to do with it as well. But anyway, luckily I have 3 games lined up in the next couple days. And tonight I was lucky enough to play a game against the world's nicest Warhammer player, Mr. Joel Busta. So he brought his 2,500 points of Skaven, and he actually designed a list so that it's equal in Swedish comp points to my High Elf army. We're both running about an 11, which is a little softer than average army, I think. So away we go. So we're going through my army from right to left. Basically there was a hill on one side and a building on the other. I didn't really like how the building was, and I decided to basically make a wall of arrows on my side of the hill. So I've got 39 archers and 3 units of 13. 2 bolt throwers up there. There's the Sisters of Avalorn over on the left side, and with them is a Maiden of Avalorn, and she has the Reaver Bow and the Potion of Strength. And also in the unit, the far left unit of archers on the hill, I have a level 4 Shadow Mage. And then over next to the hill, to the left of the hill, I have my Phoenix Guard with my BSB in it. It's also got a level 3 High Magic Mage in it. And my Phoenix behind it, and then a unit of 21 White Lions. Normally I run them 7x3, but I forgot and I ran them 6x3 with 3 in the back this time, which really didn't matter, but you know, should try to do it right, I suppose. Over to their left, I kind of put on a little off to the flank because I know they can move. I've got 6 Silver Helms, and then an eagle all the way on my far edge of the board. So his army, opposite the eagle, on a hill on his side, he's got a doom wheel. And then in the middle of the board, he's got a unit of clan rats with a doom flayer, a hellpit abomination, a unit of plague monks, big unit of plague monks, the plague furnace. General is the plague monk on the plague furnace. A plague priest, I guess. Yeah. He's got another unit of clan rats up front, 10 storm vermin in the back with a storm banner, and he actually has a vermin lord hiding behind the building there. I think he's been on a bit of a vermin lord kick lately, so he was excited to have that out. And then on the other side of this building, this is opposite my hill of shooting death. He's got another unit of clan rats with a doom flare, and he's got another doom wheel hanging out over there. He's got some really nicely cool converted doom wheels, so it's pretty awesome to see. So he started. Oh, you know what? I called them clan rats, but this unit that was next to the plague monks is actually they're clan rat models, but he was using them as night runners, I think, for the comp to keep his comp score up to an 11. So yeah, a nice solid unit of night runners taking their night runner advanced deployment move. And then I got first turn, and I don't think I moved anything up over here. He immediately popped the storm banner, and I think all I did with movement was I scooted the Phoenix Guard, the Phoenix. You know, the Phoenix I got to move like a whole inch or two up because it flies, and the Storm Banner shot that down. And I had Hand of Glory, the High Elf spell that can increase weapon skill or ballistic skill, kind of like a miasma, only reverse. I've never used the spell before, and boy, I loved it in this game. I'm thinking about taking it more often now. Anyway, moved my stuff up, got Hand of Glory, put it on a bolt thrower, and so that gave a +1 ward save to my Phoenix Guard. I got I never did get the 6 for the Phoenix for Winds of Magic, so he always had like either plus initiative or minus strength or something dumb going on. But you can see I've kind of moved my Silver Helms up a little bit. I'm gonna try to maybe make a long charge with him, get back into his crappy units if I can. And yeah, see, this is his turn 1. My eagle is crawling around back behind this building because it can't. It can only move like 2 inches because of the Storm Banner. So he starts coming for that. I don't know why, but he's coming towards the eagle with his Doom Wheel, and he's moved everything up. His Hell Pit kind of shot up the board there, and he's taking his Night Runners, and you can see him. Yeah, here. He's effectively blocked off. My Phoenix can't move either, but he's effectively blocked off both my White Lions and my Phoenix Guard, which kind of sucks. And yeah, he comes up the other flank with his Doom Wheel, and just scoots. He puts his Vermin Lord so that he can see my big blocks. Because Vermin Lord is a level 4 caster, so he can see my Phoenix Guard. He can see my White Lions, which is a little scary. And first thing he does, so I think his first magic phase nothing happened at all. He didn't get anything off, but he does roll a misfire and a 1. So he's got his Storm Banner up, and so he has to, for the Doom Wheel to fire, it has to roll a 4 up to fire. So he rolls that, and he rolls a 4 up, so it fires. Then he can take a leadership test because he's close to his own unit, and he fails his leadership, so he has to shoot at his own unit. Then he misfires the shot. Then he rolls a 1. And that means in the Skaven book, because who the heck knows how a Skaven book works? Not even Skaven players know how the Skaven book works. We look it up. It turns out that's D6, strength 6 hits, and he loses a D6 of movement for the rest of the game. So he rolls, I think, 5 strength 6 hits on the Doom Wheel, takes 4 wounds. He's got 1 wound left on the Doom Wheel, all by his lonesome, which is very polite of him. Yeah, there's the 1 wound left and the 2d6 marking how fast it can move now. But he didn't have to worry about that too long. Anyway, my turn. I charged into the flank in front of the Night Runners with Silver Helms, hoping to clear them off. And my hope was to clear them off and pursue the heck out of them with the Silver Helms, get the Silver Helms out of the way, reposition the White Lions so that they could take a charge a little better from the from that Hell Pit up there. And yeah, you can see my eagle continues to literally meander around a rock. Storm Banner's still going at this point. Oh yeah, and this was pretty great. So we get to my magic phase, and got some little spells off. He blocked some spells, but I have got 1 die left. I throw out the Searing, no, not Searing Doom. I don't know, the I can't remember the name of it, but it's the signature 2d6 strength 4 fireball from High Magic. I chuck that out, it goes off, and it does, I think 8 or 9 fireballs into the old Hell Pit, and it goes ahead and does 4 wounds, or 5 wounds to it. It leaves him with 1 wound. It's not what he was expecting. was for the help it to go down like that. It's got 1 wound left, but it's no longer too horrible to die because it's had flaming attacks on it. So that was a really successful magic phase for me. And then I don't know. You can see I think about to do terrible things to that. What happened was he basically ran right off the table there. I killed the Doom Wheel. The clan rats next to it panicked, ran sideways through the building, and through the Vermin Lord and through the Storm Vermin and off the table. The little Doom Flayer ran but didn't make it off the table, and I think he came within 1 point of failing his leadership check because they were on a 7 with the Storm Vermin. Almost lost them as well. So that was a beautiful cascade of terrible things happening to the Skaven. Yeah, that's the... Oh, and then I think I just added insult to injury, and I shot down the Doom Flayer as well, just for giggles. So, yeah, and then this is all, by the way, with the Storm Banner still in effect. It will not go away, but my dice are tired of underperforming, and I'm using Hand of Glory a lot to buff up units of shooting. And this is actually an archer unit that does 2 wounds. I shoot at the Plague Furnace. It does 2 wounds to the Furnace. It does a wound to the whatchamacallit, the Plague Priest. Yeah, just really doing well. Lots of 6s being rolled. 6s to hit, 6s to wound, and I'm rocking it. So this unfortunately was after combat. So I did reposition the White Lions to take a charge from the Hell Pit, but the Silver Helms pursued his remaining like 4 or 5 clan rats and just couldn't catch them. They just ran a little faster. So this was embarrassing. Now there's 6 Silver Helms hanging out in the middle of the board, but I think he can't get to them with his Plague Monks, which is good. So he charges in instead with the Hell Pit with its 1 wound, and he moves everything else up. He gets a little closer to the Eagle. This is the epic duel between my Eagle, which can't move, and the Doom Wheel, which isn't moving very fast and may eventually one day catch him. And then, yeah, this happened. So everything had been going up to this point. I felt kind of a little guilty because everything was going my way. But then he Irresistible forced the 13th spell on the Phoenix Guard. These things happen. He killed, I believe, 16 or so Phoenix Guard. Something like that. So that was rough. We still got my... and yeah, it was just... I think he 4-diced it and got Irresistible Force. Then he rolled the 7 so that even rolling a miscast didn't do anything to him. So he got really lucky there. And little spoiler alert for later in the game, he did this 3 times during the game and never had any consequence from the miscast. So that's painful. You can survive it, but it's very painful. Luckily, Mr. Hell Pit Abomination came in, and my champion's horse, not my champion, mind you, my champion's horse, impact hits killed 4 of the Silver Helms, and then I had my champion and his horse. Champion misses, the horse steps up, kicks the Hell Pit Abomination in the shins, regen is failed, and the Hell Pit Abomination goes down, never to rise again. Now it did attack simultaneously with the horse, and so yes, it took all of the, all my guys with it. But let's be clear, I killed the HPA with a horse. That's like the best thing. And my Eagle is now moving because the Storm Banner is gone. Thank God. So now I'm ready to do some real action. I scoot up a little bit, and I've got he brings on some gutter runners, but I've got guys turned around to deal with that. And yeah, gutter runners are tricky to hit, but I kept using that Hand of Glory, and it worked out. You know, raised their ballistic skill to a 7 or 6 or 7, and they'll do just fine. So at that point, I got off a nice wither, and took his boys there down to a toughness 2. That's a nice thing to do when you've got a big unit like that in the lines of some arrows. So that's what happens when that happens, because you put some bolt throwers in there, you put a potion of strength, sisters of Avalorn, or the handmaiden and the sister of Avalorn in there, and you just you get rid of the old plague furnace and about a third of the rats, and you knock out, well, you got to get a little Hand of Glory over there, you knock out the gutter runners. And yeah, he brought on some more in the next turn, and I'm very excited when we're not really having much of a combat. But then this did happen in his turn. He brought on the gutter runners, and then he Irresistible forced Dread 13th again, and turned my general and my BSB into rats. So this was sad. This was sad for me. I mourn their passing. Yeah, they're not more handsome this way. And yeah, he had a lot of rats back there. He had a unit of 5 and 1 left over there. Kills one of my bolt throwers. But I killed all his mans in return, so, fair enough. And my Phoenix got in. I tried to combo charge the White Lions and the Phoenix into the stupid Plague Monks, but the White Lions, I think they needed like a 5 to get there, and they failed their charge. Very sad. Meanwhile, that's still bad. And he brought his Doom Wheel into the White Lions flank, and they got away. Ended up beating them up, and they ran away, even with the stubborn. Phoenix just continually beat the crap out of the Plague Monk. At one point, I brought an Eagle to help. I think the Plague Monks were both enfeebled. They were Strength 2 and Toughness 1. Brought them in. White Lions, once they rallied, the Doom Wheel actually misfired and shot in a random direction, ran into the White Lions, who beat it to death, which was nice because they were facing front this time. He brought in his BSB and some clan rats to help out, but they could not beat up on the they couldn't beat the Frost Phoenix. What did happen with the White Lions was they got scorched, and you guessed it, a nice Irresistible Dread 13th spell. So at this point, that's my last photo, but what happened was I ran down we finished the game a minute later when I ran down the Plague Monks and the Plague Priest with the Phoenix. It just wore them down until I think they were on a rerollable leadership 6 or 5, and he was taking rerollable leadership checks. I think he had to take it 3 or 4 times on 7s and 6s, and finally failed a rerollable 6, ran off, and the Phoenix ran him down, which was really helpful. So when we added it all up, I had actually lost quite a bit. I lost my general and my BSB. I lost both the Phoenix Guard, which is really rare, and the White Lions, which is not quite as rare, but happens. But he had lost everything except for the Vermin Lord, 10 Storm Vermin, and a small unit of Clan Rats with a naked BSB. So I think I was up by about 500 points on there, so good little minor win to me. I think I made some mistakes there, but overall, happy with the outcome, and playing Joel is always a blast. So tomorrow I'm going to play Warriors of Chaos and another High Elf army. So I'm excited to get those battle reports up, and I'll see you then.